You can totally default the doggy paddle. Just make sure you're not doggy paddling like this, and you want to have your arms out a little bigger.
Okay.
So you can move more water.
Man, that's great advice.
Yes. You can't be a T-Rex and swim, right? No T-Rex arms allowed. You need big arms.
All right.
You need bigger, unless you have a tail. If you have a tail, then you could be a dinosaur. So yeah. Most kids don't have a tail either, so that's usually what I tell them. Yeah, if you have a tail, you can totally swim however you'd like.
You have found Authentic Business Adventures, the business program that brings you the struggle stories and triumphant successes of business owners across the land. Downloadable audio episodes can be found in the podcast link found at drawincustomers.com. We are locally underwritten by the Bank of Sun Prairie, and today I am welcoming / preparing to learn from Nathan Boehm, the Aquatics Experience Manager at Diventures in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. So Nathan, how is it going today?
It's going good. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I was looking forward to this.
Yeah, this is exciting. Aquatics Experience Manager. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I handle the day-to-day operations of the Diventures and the swim school side of things. So enrolling people into swim lessons, training the instructors, overseeing the swim program, and making sure everybody's having a happy and fun time in the program. Yeah.
So Diventures, is that franchise or is it?
So no, we have one single owner. His name is Dean Hollis. He's a wonderful man. We started in Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh wow!
And then when I came on, I started in 2020. Yeah, you wouldn't think of like a swim school dive location in Omaha, Nebraska, but people like to travel, so it helps them.
All right.
And so I came in on June of 2020.
All right.
We had 6 locations, and now we're up to 18 locations across the country.
Holy cow!
So it's a lot bigger than most people think, but it's been super fun and watching the growth of the company.
That is crazy growth.
Yeah.
So was the idea? Tell me what the idea is.
So the idea is we're just all inclusive for everything, one-stop shop for everything related to the water. So I get you in young as 2 months for a baby and me class. If you're really feeling like you want to do that, absolutely come on in. And then we teach you through swim lessons. You can decide to go into the swim team route where we have preps and things like that. Or if you want to go into snorkeling, potentially free diving, and then ultimately maybe scuba diving and traveling with us is that. So we try to keep you for a customer for life.
Nice.
Yeah.
So traveling, so you take people to different...
Yeah, so different part, that's a different section of the company. We have a whole travel department that, we do like 150 plus trips a year around the world.
Wow, that is
scuba
cool.
diving, all fun resorts.
All right.
Concierge level service, very fun stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's been super fun.
Yeah, I was thinking Diventures in Sun Prairie, we have water.
We're not doing a ton. No, it's more of just like to get you the prep work and the basis to then be able to go and explore the world.
All right. So tell me about the population that uses this. Let's just dive into the scuba diving portion of it.
Sure.
Are there a lot of people that do that?
Oh yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, people are always just looking for a new adventure and new things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So we just started our scuba program here up in Madison at our Fitchburg location. So we're doing tri-scuba. So it's just like you to just dip your toes in, play in the water a little bit. You can be able to stand up if you get scared. Nothing too crazy like that.
Okay.
But just to get your toes wet, do the classroom work and things like that, and then we can go do we have these things called certification vacations where you can go down to like Cozumel, Mexico, or down to Florida to get your open water cert, so you don't have to dive in Lake Monona or Lake Mendota or Devil's Lake. So there's different options along those lines and things like that.
So you can go to somewhere warm and exotic.
Exactly. Yes, that's the idea.
Cold
and you can't see anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Is the water so cloudy that you really can't see anything?
It depends. It depends on your ability to control your buoyancy, so you're not messing with the bottom and the silt and things along those lines. Because if you kick up the dirt, it all goes to poop pretty quickly.
All right.
So that was my experience when I learned how to dive.
Really?
That was my experience when I learned how to dive in Lake Superior. So yeah.
In Lake Superior, that's gotta be crazy cold.
Yeah, it was crazy cold. Yeah, I think I still might have the record for coldest dive in the company in a wetsuit.
Wow.
So it was like 46 degrees. And
oh my gosh.
Snowing. Yeah, it was for a class.
Okay, so I don't know much about wetsuits as far as what you can sustain.
That's about the max.
Okay.
It doesn't get much. Yeah, that's where most people are. Yeah, most people are like, no, we're going to use a dry suits, and all the instructors had dry suits and things like that. So yeah.
Oh, what's the difference between a dry suit and a wetsuit?
You stay dry in a dry suit.
I didn't even realize you got wet in a wetsuit.
Yeah. It kind of goes into you. So there's like a little bit of water between you and the wetsuit that heats up to your body temperature.
Okay.
So then that curates a little buffer between you and the water.
Oh, yeah. I just assumed you stayed dry.
No. You're
when
totally
I see
wet.
the spy movies, they take off
that's because they're in the dry suit. It'll be a little more awkward, so they just kind of like little movie magic.
Yeah,
there.
I saw True Lies with Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just casually under it. Yeah, it would work with a dry suit, but it's not gonna. It wouldn't be as movie friendly.
All right, no wrinkles or anything.
No,
right?
yeah,
Bow
correct.
ties in place.
Oh,
that's funny.
Yeah.
So tell me, 2 months for swimming. That's
2
a
months, yeah.
baby that can't even walk.
They can't do nothing. Yeah, correct. But so we're trying to carry the ideas from when they were in the womb into the water. They'll still have some kind of memory of that, so just being able to transition that into the pool along those lines. And yeah, I have a baby currently who's 4 months that just started in the program a couple months ago and absolutely excelling. Always the goal for the first day is not to cry in the water. You know, set it nice and low. Baby knocked it out of the park and was even doing amazing back floats with help, obviously. But yeah, by the end of it, at 4 months, it was super awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, still going in the program, doing wonderful.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's been super fun and rewarding.
So you guys sell the equipment too, the flipper, snorkel?
Oh yeah. So we have like the snorkeling equipment here in Madison, absolutely. And then we can always like have something brought in or shipped in from us for all the scuba gear and everything related to that too. There's some products over at the Fitchburg location as well.
Okay.
There's like fun BCDs and a couple other things there that you can
Fun, what is it?
BCDs, buoyancy control device. It's the vest you put on to go scuba diving, so you can like kind of float in the water.
Really?
Yeah, so you can either sink or float up.
This is why I bring you on.
I'm here for you. Yeah,
I don't know
absolutely.
this
No, it's
stuff,
all
man.
good. Yeah. It was interesting talking to Bill Baker because he didn't tell me that he had like a big love of scuba. So when we chatted, I was like, oh, he knows all about this stuff. Yeah, it was super cool.
I had no idea that either.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's super into it also.
So the pool that you have at Diventures in Sun Prairie.
Yeah, so
How deep is that?
So that's the caveat. So that's why we're just a swim school right now. So our pool is only 4.5 feet deep.
Okay.
So it's not, but deep enough to do great work for swimming. I can teach anybody anything in that pool. And then it goes to 2.5 feet, which I do enjoy because most pools are typically 3. So it allows those little kids to be able to stand up on the bottom of the pool, which is super fun, rewarding if you're trying to like grab rings from the bottom of the pool or something along those lines. So yeah, it's super fun. I like the pool. It's always 91 degrees.
91.
91, nice and toasty, warm as warm as we can legally have it.
Okay.
So yeah, super nice and toasty.
I wouldn't even know that there were laws about that.
Yeah, it's like you switching from like an insurance between like a regular pool versus like a hot tub or like a spa situation, right? So a pool can only be so warm, and then it switches into like a spa, and it needs different chemicals and things along those
things
lines.
grow.
Yeah, things grow and do all the
and
crazy stuff in the water. Yeah.
Got it. All right.
Absolutely.
How do people find you? Like from a marketing standpoint.
Usually word of mouth is what we've been really doing because we're attached to Tallgrass Senior Living Center. It just got bought out. But yeah, usually a lot of word of mouth, Facebook notifications. We're still working on it with this micro-influencer company called Hummingbirds.
Okay.
So that's been pretty nifty. It's just moms that have a rather large audience.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, they come in, we give them a couple free swim lessons and some goggles, and they share love and post about us on their socials.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been super interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
And then
they magically come. Yeah, mostly it's just word of mouth. We've been there for a long time, and we're just kind of hanging out.
So tell me, June of 2020, you said.
Yeah.
So we're talking a few months into the pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely.
When the world was on fire and all that jazz.
Yeah, correct.
So
I was hiding.
How did you end up saying like, hey, I want to work in a place with a pool?
Oh, okay. So like it really sounds quite comical. So like full disclosure, I was living in a tent voluntarily after like my rent went up in May. So I was like, I don't want to move back home. So I'm just gonna like live on the backside of a campground, and it was super fun, and I loved it. I was doing like random work around the campground during the day, and it was just job searching. And me and my partner that I moved here with were just Googling literally best places to move outside of once you graduate from college. Oh. And Madison kind of ranked in those top 5 for most of the searches that we looked at. So we were like, okay, well, let's look at it. And then her roommate's boyfriend, now husband, was here as well. So we were like, we already have at least one friend couple. So then, yeah, I found this job, took a bunch of interviews with them around a campfire, which was kind of fun. And then, yeah, we moved down here.
Around a campfire?
Yeah, because I was living in the woods.
So
I was like, I had a hot spot, so I was taking interviews and like doing the phone calls and stuff. Yeah.
Here I am thinking it was an in-person interview.
No, these were all remote. Remote because it was COVID time. You weren't able to talk or see anybody or do anything. Like when I first started, we were teaching with face shields on. Yeah, it was crazy
how
in
the water?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
We're not gonna. Yeah, we don't need to go into that too much. Yeah.
Don't do it, James.
Yeah,
don't do it.
Don't dive down that rabbit hole. Yeah, it was interesting times, but now we're back to like normal. And,
yeah.
It's been very fun.
So, were you guys open during that time?
Mm-hmm. We shut down. I think they shut down for a few months. The owner paid all the staff during the closure, and then we opened it back up. I think in like May.
So when you get hired, did you already know the swimming stuff, or did you have to?
I had a pretty extensive background through working through the Ys in a couple park districts. I ran a couple outdoor pools and things along those lines. So I always had like a really aquatics-based background, and I was working at a swim school, and I was like, I need to like figure out what the next level is for my life.
All right.
So I went back to school. I read, honestly, it's kind of funny. I read the bio of my major, and I was like, that's what I want to do.
Oh.
Only school I applied to, got in, and I graduated with honors. So it was just like that next stepping stone to get to where I was at now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So you get hired at the
Yeah.
place. At that time, had you ever snorkeled?
Yes, I've snorkeled. I did snorkeling. I took my scuba diving class at Northern Michigan University. And then, just been swimming a lot. So then I had to go through like their versions of swim school, swim instructors, and like their level programming and things along those lines and things like that. So that was a little different.
So tell me, this guy starts this place, and it sounds like what I'm going to call explosive growth over the course of the last 4 years. Right?
Absolutely.
So how does a guy keep stuff uniform but still comfortable for the location that it's at?
Yeah, so definitely each store director kind of has ownership of their own thing. So then it's kind of like a spoke and hub design through that. So everything is kind of pretty much the same, but everybody has that little bit of flexibility to adapt to their clientele and things along those lines.
Okay.
So yeah, like even there's a slight difference between like our east location and our west location of Madison's, just because just the pools are different, the environment's a little bit different, staff are different, so you just kind of flex and flow through that.
Gotcha. Fair. So the west one, do they have a deeper pool?
Their pool's 5.5. It's still shallow water pool. So like we purchased land in Sun Prairie with the intentions of building a new pool.
Nice.
It's been a little expensive.
Deeper?
With everything. Yeah, so we're going to be 12 feet deep, so we can do full scuba service and all those things.
All right.
25 yards long for like swim team and things along those lines.
Oh, that seems like a big pool.
Yeah, it's going to be a really big pool. Yeah, I'm super excited about it.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a lot of water. So where's that going to be located?
You know where SP Utilities is?
I do.
So yeah, right next to it, right in front of it.
Right on Main Street there?
Yeah, right on, not the Main Street location, the one over by 151 behind Menards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be right there. So you'll see it pop up on 151.
Gotcha. Okay, where all the other buildings are.
Yeah, correct. Yes. We're gonna add ourselves in there, and we'll have the cool building with the scuba diver on the outside or something along those lines, I'm sure.
So how do you find out if there's a market for expansion or something like that? To figure out like, hey, are there people interested in this?
Dean he's really involved in the dive community as a whole. So just reaching out to mom and pop dive shops and things along those lines, and then we just kind of buy them or take them in as an acquisition and things along those lines. Is typically how he's been doing the last few and handfuls along those lines. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah.
So it sounds like he as an owner is still really hands-on.
Oh yeah, super hands-on. Yeah, he's in most of the meetings. He was in the meeting this morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just hanging out. Yeah, always in shorts and flip-flops no matter what. Love him. It's
well,
great.
I guess you're ready to go, right?
Nice and relaxed. Yeah, ready to go. Goes on trips with people. We'll just pop in.
All right.
Along those lines too, yeah. Super
and I
active in
imagine
the
he's
company.
good at scuba. And
Yeah,
snorkeling.
the best.
Gotcha. So how's it been working for the company?
It's been super fun and rewarding.
It's a
like
safe place,
honestly.
right?
Yeah, no. It's been super fun and rewarding, and it's just like allows me to like do what I love, and I love to help people.
Okay.
So just being able to help people in an aquatics experience in water and doing whatever has been super fun. And then with the help of Diventures, I've really grown and learned to love adaptive swim programs. So we currently specialize in teaching special needs kids how to swim. So that's like my bulk of what I personally do in the water is teach special needs kids how to swim, and it's been super rewarding and awesome. I have a couple on swim teams now at high school.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool.
I was going to ask you, what are the ages of the special needs kids that you're working with?
Honestly, large scale. So we have some that are over 18 years old, and then I think my youngest one, I think I swim with him in a little bit. I think he's like 5 or 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's really young.
Yeah, ride range. Yeah, start them early, and we'll get them comfortable in the water, so no crazy accidents or anything happen like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when you're talking to a guy that when I was a kid, I was deathly afraid of the water. And I would say even to a point, not a huge fan.
That's fine.
Just not.
There's people like you. You're not alone in that battle.
Yeah, I mean, we never grew up on water or even relatively close to water. So all I know is there's sharks and water drowns you. And outside of that, you have to drink 8 glasses a day or something.
Something like that.
But it's one of those,
yeah,
like water's evil kind of thing. I don't even know. It's an unfounded fear.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no, there's, I even have some adults that still come in. So like we're one of the few programs that still teach adults.
Okay.
So yeah, any age at any stage, I'll gladly come in. You can come in and teach me.
All right.
I'll teach you, you won't teach me, LOL. But yeah, super fun. And then yeah, for you, we take it simple. That's why I love having our small pool. It's nice and shallow. I have a ramp that comes in too.
Oh,
so
nice.
we can even just kind of hang out there, start the kids off nice and young in the shallow water.
I got taught
Just
how to
kinda work our way in.
swim. I think my wife taught me. And then I took some lessons at this school, just a few. And it was to the point where I could make a lot of splashes and somewhat move my body. But if I was on the Titanic, I would have died.
I mean, the cold water would have got you on the Titanic
So,
regardless. So to be fair, yeah.
Fair. So anyways, I'm racing my son.
Okay.
He's in one lane, I'm in another one, and we're splashing, making whatever. That's just how I swim. I make a lot of
Yeah, no, that's really
like a
fun.
diesel truck. I think a lot of noise, but not a lot of motion.
You always feel like you're going a lot slower than water than you actually are.
Well, so this is my point here with this
Okay,
one.
yeah.
There's a lady, third lane over, backstroke, and she's maintaining with us. And she's one of these casual, just like, and I look over and I was like, what am I doing? She's got to think we're crazy.
Absolutely.
So, probably am.
No, you're not crazy. Yeah, no, and it's all about, and like we always try to practice proper form over just pure muscle and power.
All right.
You're not a scrawny guy yourself, so yeah, you're just muscling through versus that lady's got the proper form and she's just kind of gingerly
she's
going through. Because yeah, sure, if I swam next to you and you were swimming like that, I could like almost not move at all and just kind of keep up with you and then not be too crazy.
Yeah, I was looking at her and I'm like, you could go across the Atlantic and probably not even be out of breath.
Yeah, those Iron Man people.
I can't even make
like
it across
the pool. Yeah, yeah. No, super funny. I can totally help you and just refine those skills a little bit. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, here for you.
So when you are training people to be on the swim team, is there ever, I don't know exactly how training works for swim teams or anything like that. You say one thing to this kid, you ever get counter from the coach?
Most of it is along the same line. So yeah, there's standard set rules that we follow for swim team, and we just implement those rules at a younger age. So yeah, there's usually not like too much where like they say this and I say that. We're pretty much usually all aligned. I've never really had any problems with that. We're pretty aligned with the storm aquatics as well as the sun prairie piranhas as well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So yeah, we kind of feed our kids to both of them depending on what that kid is looking for.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Tell me about the other people that work there and what they do.
So yeah, I run that, and then I have my employee, Miss Lisa. She is like my number 2. She takes care of the water fitness ladies in the morning. Super awesome, doer of all of the things. And then I have a bunch of amazing instructors, and I can rifle them off. I got one of my employees is Annalise. I have Jen, Abby. I have 2 Abbies. I have Kayla and Olivia, and Steve is one of my water fitness employees. I assume you know him, Steve Stocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does my water fitness employee as well as my CPO.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he keeps my pool super clean. Great guy, love him. Always a good member of the community. Always spreading the good word of Diventures as well through everything that he does.
Steve is everywhere.
Steve is literally everywhere. Absolutely, absolutely. But he takes really good care of our pool. It is a little older facility, and he just does a great job at doing it.
All right.
And I'm very fortunate to have him on my team.
So this was not a Diventures facility?
No, so he got bought out, right? So they bought out. I think it used to be like Madison Swim Academy, and then they bought out the owners.
Well, I had no idea something was back there.
Yeah, it's been back there. So yeah, I have like a couple water fitness employees, water fitness ladies that come in and they're like, oh yeah, I used to teach my grandkids here back in like the 70s or something crazy like that. Or I took my kids here. Yeah, crazy. So yeah, but the pool's been around for a while.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it shows you what I know. Right?
All good. You don't know swimming. That's why you brought me on, right?
Yeah, that is very true. Very true. So tell me, how has it been with employees? Because you're looking at having people that are skilled with both working with people.
Working with people, yes.
As well as they got to know how to swim, not be afraid of the water.
Yes.
And just being in the water, I imagine, I'm picturing winter time. It's all 30 below, whatever outside.
Yeah, it's nice and warm in here. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Yeah, no, staffing is definitely, I've been told at one of my previous careers, the aquatics industry has one of the higher turnover rates.
Really?
So just being able to find the right people is definitely a struggle because it takes like 60 to 80 hours for me to train somebody correctly.
How many hours did you say?
60-ish, roughly.
Okay.
Through shadowing and online classwork, all the stuff. To train somebody, so yeah, just finding the right candidates and allowing them to keep going. And then as well as like, most of them are typically high school kids.
Okay.
For their first jobs. So yeah, just trying to work with them and like building them up to be a proper employee.
Yeah.
So communication aspect has been a really key thing we've been working on.
All right. And how have you found that to be going?
It's going. It's definitely like a roller coaster for sure. We have good days and we have bad days. We have good weeks and bad months, so on and so forth.
Bad months.
And good months. We're on a roll right now. We're doing good. We've hit every goal this month, this year so far.
Oh, nice.
From a monetary standpoint. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. Pretty happy with them.
And how do you find these kids? I should say employees.
Yeah, employees. Arguably, they're the same thing. Just LinkedIn.
Okay.
LinkedIn. Oh no, sorry. Indeed. We just have Indeed job postings, and then we'll advertising on Facebook and things along those lines.
Okay.
But typically, the most they come from Indeed.
All right. And
or word of mouth is another one that comes in because we have a referral program. So like one employee comes, and then they have a couple friends come in and things along those lines as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And now the employees that come in there, I mentioned they're part-time.
Yep. Most of them are part-time. Yeah. The only full-time employee I have is Miss Lisa.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's me and her. And
Gotcha.
then everybody else is part-time, and we're all just kind of hanging out.
All right.
Yep.
And
Just
you are
scheduling
there, I imagine, all the freaking time, right?
It depends. It depends. It can be. I'm usually there. I'm there when I need to be.
Gotcha.
Most definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And then tell me about the pool itself. How do you make that? I don't know. Is it chlorine or salt water?
Chlorine.
Okay.
Chlorine. So yeah, we have. There's a certification that me and Steve both have. It's called a certified pool operator.
Oh.
It's like a weekend class.
Okay.
So it's good for 5 years. And yeah, that class essentially teaches you the chemical compounds of the pool and the makeup and what you're supposed to be looking for, what is proper alignment of the pool and things along those lines. So yeah, we have to test the pool every morning and then every 4 hours of operations and then at the night every day, just
Okay.
to make sure those chemicals are in line with the pool.
And tell me about these tests. It's like a little.
Yeah,
strip
so
kind of
like I'm gonna like stick my hand in the water because apparently I learned that you have to go at least to your elbow because the water chemicals on the top surface versus like down the water are slightly different. So you gotta
Oh.
dip your hand in the water and then we have a little cup and then you put some chemicals in it. It's like a droppers,
Okay.
like an eyedropper of a certain chemical for a pH. You do give it a little shake and then I have like a color scale
Okay.
to determine the pH of the water, kind of like in science class. It's literally
Sure.
like science class.
Turns purple or
Yeah,
red
it turns
or-
purple or yellow, right?
Okay.
Depending on the acidity or how acidic or basic the water is.
Okay.
And then we do the chlorine, and that's divided up into parts per million. So that's
All
what
right.
we're looking for. And that'll go from, I put these like 2 little scoops of white powder in there, give a little swirl, it turns pink, and then we try to go back to clear, and that determines how long or how much chlorine is in the pool.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's super interesting, fun, being able to fix it and all the things
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
I imagine when you
Science
go in a
behind it.
hotel pool. you
Oh,
know,
it's bad. Yeah, no, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird when I go to other pools. Like I can just tell immediately if something's off.
I bet.
It's interesting. And then the other caveat to that is most pools are typically like at the Y or like the Pack and things along those lines. They're like 84 to 86 because that's what good lap swimming pools are.
Okay.
I'm used to my 91 degree pool, so I'm 100% spoiled. So if I go anywhere else, I'm like, well, this pool's cold. I don't really want to even be in here anyway, let alone what the chlorine and everything is. I'm just like, I don't really, this pool's too cold for me. I'm sorry.
Got it, okay.
That's my big issue, is with that. So I'm usually hanging out in a hot tub or something.
All right,
along
so you go in the
those
hot
lines.
tub and you're trying to do
exactly.
laps and stuff. and
Yeah,
it just
sneak a couple laps in the hot tub, absolutely.
doesn't work out so well. Tell me, you've been part of the community with the chamber and all that.
Yeah,
jazz?
it's been super fun. Yeah, we joined to do the, I wanted to do the parade for Cornfest.
Oh.
So yeah, we started for that. And
Okay.
then yeah, with that I got the membership and I've just been very much enjoying being an active member of the community and
All
just
right.
trying to get the good word out and see how I could help. I did a lot of volunteering as a Boy Scout.
Okay.
So joining the Chamber of Commerce just gave me another opportunity to keep volunteering in the community. I
Nice.
was able to volunteer for the bowling event and I had an absolute blast. That was
All right.
that was a very fun time.
Yeah, the bowling event was super cool.
It was very fun, yeah.
Yeah, would have been cooler if I knocked more pins down.
I mean, a couple people would say that much for sure.
It's all good fun.
Or if I won the 50-50 raffle, that would have been kind of cool
Sure.
too. But yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, bowling is one of those where I feel like if I were to throw a baseball or something like that, I could knock them down.
Have you
feel
heard
like
of-
you could? Like it's a straight shot. They're not moving.
Have you heard
Nobody's
of the new
blocking
sport
you.
called fouling?
I have not.
No, yeah, it's football with bowling.
Oh.
So it's instead of like bowling pins, they're like more like sticks, and you got a football and you're whipping it. Yeah, I don't know if it's in Madison yet. I was able to check it out in Dallas a couple weeks ago.
All right.
But yeah, fouling.
I feel like I could do that.
That'd be might be more your speed for sure.
But I
yeah.
feel like you throw a bowling ball, straight shot, smooth.
Oh yeah, and it's still gonna
Like
do
we should
whatever
all be
it
knocking
is.
all these
Yeah.
down every single time.
Every time. Every time.
But
and if
it
you
just-
shoot straight, you think they'll all just magically fall down. but
Yeah,
sometimes
you're
they
you know,
don't.
triangle.
Yeah.
They're made to fall down.
They're made to fall down, yeah.
Like if you had to set it on this table, you wouldn't just set it. You would kind of
Yeah.
set
Set it, correct. Absolutely,
like
yeah.
it wants to fall.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I roll, they don't fall.
No.
I don't know if they put gum on the bottom or what they do. It's not.
They bounce off. The bowling ball bounces off
Yeah.
a bit. Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me about the relationships you have with employees as far as just like, I don't know, chill, hanging out, or I imagine they do stuff, you do stuff, you're in the pool training kids and
No,
all that kind of stuff.
we're all kind of hanging out together. So like
Okay.
I'm not one of those, I sit in the office, like I have office hours and admin hours and things along those lines, but typically I'm in the water or I'm on the pool deck talking to parents, just trying to build up those relationships.
Okay.
We don't call ourselves in the swim business, we're in the relationship business.
Oh, nice.
Right, we start at 2 months and we're
We
going
all
to take you all the way up until you're retiring and going on trips with us.
All right.
So yeah, I'm building those relationships up is what I'm typically doing and then hopping in as needed for whoever is out or things along those lines.
You raised interesting segue.
Yeah.
You got this 4-month-old kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is the parent in the water too, or is it just the instructor?
Yes, parent is in the water. So
Parents-
yeah, the parent is in the water up until a kid is 3 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, so if you're a parent and you don't want to be doing the baby me class, wait till your kid's 3, and then you can throw them in swim lessons.
Gotcha.
And they won't be behind by any stretch of the means.
All right.
As long as you keep playing in the water. Like, we're in Wisconsin, so you should probably be in and around a lake at some point.
Right. Fair.
Just naturally,
Fair.
you should be.
I have had, I should say, a student in a business planning class who had a pool for dogs, essentially.
Well, that's nifty.
Yeah, and I don't know if it ever actually came into fruition. I should check. But at any rate, interesting thing there was just her and the dogs in the pool, so no people. But I assume maybe that was a sanitary thing because there's all this fur rolling around.
Yeah, so I've done it where I used to run an outdoor pool back in Illinois.
Okay.
And the last day we were open, we would allow people to bring their dogs in.
Oh!
So all the dogs would come in and be a huge, awesome pool party. But yeah, the cleanup for dogs
Yeah.
in a pool setting is crazy. Those poor filters, like,
Oh my gosh.
overclocked. Like, no, but yeah. So I'm sitting there with, like, I just sit there with a blowtorch as, like, a metal screen, right? And I'm literally sitting there with a blowtorch just burning it all up.
Burning all the fur off.
There's nothing, I didn't have any better options. This is going to be the most efficient way for me to sit here and clean this filter, is sit there with a blowtorch and get all the dog hair off. So yeah, most pools don't typically allow dogs to swim in them. So they must have, if you're trying to do that, they
Yeah.
might have like a special filter along those lines. But
Got
a
it.
typical pool it can't handle that all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever come across people that want their kids to learn how to swim, but they are not that good at swimming as parents?
Yes, absolutely. I try to convince the parents to come in and
Okay.
let me teach them how to swim as
All right.
well. So yeah, I offer trial classes. So it's a free half-hour session with me,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll see what we can do in that. And then if you want to continue on, we can enroll you into a class and things
All right.
along those lines. Yeah, but I try to be flexible. So like, everybody's got a busy schedule, so if I'm able to just like hop in for that half an hour
Yeah.
while their kids having a lesson, we just kind of go off to the side of the pool, things along
All
those
right.
lines. Yeah, but yeah, that's definitely a concern. A lot of parents, it's usually like one of the spouses will bring up that the other one can't swim
Okay.
to me, and yeah,
Oh,
like
interesting.
you should like talk to so and so,
Hey.
let them know.
Hey.
Yeah, that's usually what it is. It's pretty funny too, and yeah, just back to building those relationships with those customers, so they feel like they can actually confide in me and let me know, hey, I actually can't swim.
Nice.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite stroke swimming?
Ooh, I really like breaststroke.
Okay.
It's just relaxing for me. I keep my head above the water the whole time.
Okay.
So yeah, but freestyle is really fun too. Just
What
the
is
easy ones.
freestyle?
Freestyle is regular swimming.
Okay.
That's what they call it. Yeah, with a side breath.
All right.
Yeah, so
And
those two
breaststroke
are,
is this
yeah,
way?
and breaststroke is that one, yeah, and you got like the frog legs going.
Okay.
Those are the more standard swims that, yeah, and I'm
I
able
always
to do
default
those.
to doggy paddle.
That's fine. You can totally default to doggy paddle. Just make sure you're not doggy paddling like this, and you want to have your arms out a little bigger.
Okay.
So you can move more water.
Man, that's great
Yes.
advice.
No, you can't be a T-Rex and swim, right? No T-Rex arms allowed. You need big arms.
All right.
You need bigger, unless you have a tail. If you have a tail, then you could be a
I do
dinosaur.
not.
So yeah.
I do
Most
not.
kids don't have a tail either, so that's
Alright.
usually what I tell them. Yeah, if you have a tail, you can totally swim however you'd like a dog if you want. But if you don't have a tail, I'm sorry, that's the rules.
So the interesting thing to me is I've never been taught how to doggy paddle. It was just one of these. Instinctual things?
Yeah, I don't know.
So
yeah,
is that
maybe
a thing?
No, I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know, but I'm going to assume you've watched people swim. So maybe
Yeah.
that's where like your idea of a doggy paddle would come from. Because yeah, if I stick an infant in the water, they're not just magically going to like start doggy paddling.
Okay.
Like it's not going to be.
What do they
look
do?
like that?
Do they-
Just kinda
they
hang
must-
out. They wiggle a little bit, nothing too crazy. Yeah, it depends on if they're calm in the water or not. It's typically
Okay.
how we're going to determine that and things along those lines.
All right. Will they float on their own?
No, they will not float on their own. So they need a
Okay.
little bit of help for that. That's one of the big skills. That's like the big safety skill we try to learn, as well as climbing out of the pool, as well as to be able to try and float on our back. Those are the most two important safety skills that we work on at that young of an age.
And why is that? Why on the back?
Because you can keep your head out of the water.
Okay, that's a good reason.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm here
All
for
right.
it. Yeah.
Is that? Are you more buoyant that way, or more?
Yeah. So it's a lot easier to stay horizontal in the water than vertical. Being vertical in the water takes a lot more energy to fight it versus staying, we call it swimmer's position, staying horizontal in the water.
Got
And it's
it.
just a little easier to stay like that.
Okay, so kinda
Especially
like
if you're on your back.
Airplane versus a helicopter, where
Yeah.
helicopter you're trying to beat the air into submission, An airplane, you're just gliding.
Yeah,
man. So you
exactly.
got a little thrust, you're
That's
fine.
a good analogy. I haven't heard that one before, but yeah,
All right.
I like
I
that.
got some pilot friends.
Yeah.
So. One guy was joking about helicopters, that they're constantly fighting.
Yeah, they are.
Beating the air into submission the entire time.
Absolutely. But they are pretty cool. I did a helicopter.
They're pretty cool.
I've done a couple helicopter rides. They're pretty fun. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Just get out of the water or just to see the water?
Not related to job.
Okay.
Yeah, vacation. I went to Alaska, completely side tangent, but yeah, we went to Alaska and I did a glacier tour.
Okay, it wasn't like you took a helicopter over water, jumped out.
That'd be freaking cool, though.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'll trust you on that one.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know how the gear would. Yeah, I don't know how far you'd have to fall.
All right.
Because I think like the shock of all of your stuff landing.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure we'd be fine from like a 20-foot fall, but like my tank and all of my gadgets and gizmos that I would need to use to go scuba diving.
Oh, because that's going to hit the water and want to stay.
Yeah, or something along those lines. Yeah.
Okay,
So
and we're going to want to keep going down.
Yeah, and
all
I'll
that.
bounce it back up or something along those lines.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Tell me about the flippers. Do you
Yeah.
guys use those?
So to teach swimming lessons, typically no.
Okay.
So we use them as a tool or as like an incentive piece. Kids like to use flippers. They feel like they're the speed. You can be a lot faster
gosh,
with
the
flippers on,
blast.
right? Oh yeah, heck yeah. So typically I let them use them if I do let them use them at all. It's at the end of the class just for fun. Practice grabbing rings and just to get the overall better swimming and just to enjoy it. As for a teaching tool, the best way to use flippers is to kick with straight legs. So a lot of kids will kind of do like this bicycle kicking where it's a lot of knee bending. And if you have flippers on, the flippers don't do anything.
Oh, sure.
So to get the full function of flippers, you have to start kicking with those straight legs. So that's where I use them as a tool to help encourage those kids to kick with straighter legs.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Is
Works
that
some of the
universal
time.
as far as kicking, flippers or not?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So bicycle kick, no.
Bicycle kick, not really doing it. Yeah, no,
All
because
right.
you're just kind of like, you're like pulling the water with your knees, like pushing it, and you're kind of like doing two different forces.
All right.
Then you're fighting yourself.
So you're moving your body, but not
Yeah,
necessarily
you're not moving
your
through
body.
the water, correct, absolutely.
Gotcha. So when people come to you, what is something that you wish that they just knew because you're sick of explaining it, or you're just like, how do you not know
Oh,
this?
that's a good question. Most parents, I haven't had this issue, I've worked at other places, that you actually, a baby, you have to be in the water with your baby.
Okay.
That one, it hasn't come up lately. I have a team that does a really good job at sending the emails and things out, so that's usually not typically a problem. Or they think that their kid is like a lot, this is a good one. They think their kid is like the greatest swimmer in the entire world. So like, hey, I swam at so-and-so, I need to put my kid on a level 2 because my kid was a level 5 over here. So like they think their kids are really good. We're like, let's just spend a half an hour with Mr. Nate and let's see where we can put your kid and what the proper level is for your kid.
All right.
So that would probably be my biggest like weird thing where
Interesting.
people think their parents think their kids are the greatest swimmers ever, and I would say 9 out of 10 are wrong. But every once in a while one is right. Like I had one come in like last month. She's like, my kid's a great swimmer, yada yada, we know all this. Kid backed it up perfectly and I was very happy.
All right.
And it made my day.
That makes your job easier, I imagine.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't have to sit there and argue with the mom a little bit and be
Yeah.
like, hey, no, you said your kid could do this, he can't do this, we just watched him do this, so we're gonna have to hang out on this level. But what is nice is maybe like when you did swim lessons when I did, there's like sessions. We bill monthly, so we continuously are hanging out until we're ready to move up. So there is no like pass or fail.
Okay.
And we just kind of keep hanging in level 1 until we're ready to go into level 2 and then level 3. So with that, if Timmy's like super close to being a level 2, but he's not quite there yet, we can hang out in level 1 for like a month.
All right.
Just to really refine those basic skills, and then we can move right into level 2.
So can you distinguish the differences, 1, 2, however
Yes.
high they go?
Yeah, so in our program, we only have 3 levels, level 1, level 2, and level 3. But yeah, within like, I would say, I could have a kid jump in, do a cannonball, and swim back to the water, and I could tell you pretty darn close what level he should be in.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, no, I've been doing this for like 15, 16 years now. So yeah, just being
All
able to
right.
like see the key indicators in kids and things along those lines.
And what are the key indicators?
Comfortability in the water, being able to put their face in the water, and then just how quickly that kid can get into the swimmer's position.
Okay.
Just being able to stay horizontal in the water. That's definitely a learned skill. It's not something you magically pick up. So that's going to be a good indicator for me of how comfortable they are staying flat in the water.
Oh.
Yeah.
So somebody does a cannonball.
Because I mean, it's a cannonball.
What is the right way to get into the swimmer's position?
So you just kind of pop up like this. Yeah, so like we cannonball in, right? And then we're going to bring our head up, and then the rest of our body's going to follow. And we're going to use our kicks to kind of get that momentum going back to the wall versus like, kid who's not the best, we're going to come down, and then we're going to pop right back up. and you're going to see a face on there, have a face of scared or worriedness.
Okay.
You can also be called the drowning face from lifeguarding. They all have the same face.
All right.
And that's going to be a good indicator of like, maybe we might need a little bit of extra help, and like we'll have the instructor grab you or things along those lines.
All right.
Yeah.
What does a drowning face look like? Is it
Just scared,
just
pale.
terror?
Yeah, just sheer terror. I can't make it because I'm a good swimmer. But yeah, no, everybody kind of has that face. Yeah, I learned that from lifeguarding, and then I did a lot of tough
All right.
mudders back in the day. Lifeguarding tough mudders and like Spartan races, and yeah, a lot of people.
You lifeguarded those?
Oh yeah, that was
All right.
a wild experience. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I ran a Titan.
A Titan one, yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, yeah. They're super fun. I would lifeguard for one day and then run it the next day, or vice versa.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I got to just run
Volunteer?
it for free. Volunteer, yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I get paid like $100.
All right.
But yeah, most of the time it was just volunteering and the ability to run it for free.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Oh, there was a pool. Yeah, I hated that.
Yeah, so the ones I did it was a dude with a backhoe that just dug a hole in the ground,
Okay.
and that was like the pool.
Okay.
Because they were just random obstacles.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were just holes in the ground filled with water.
Yeah, I think this was a pool, like a above ground thing, and they
Yeah.
had black barrels in it, and you had to go barrel to barrel, and the idea is that you're going to fall off.
Correct. Yeah, and there's somewhere like you have to go through like freezing cold water.
Yeah.
It's like dealing with people with hypothermia. There was
Right.
one where like you were getting electrocuted as you were running through it, just like mild zaps. Yeah, that one was wild.
I remember running through, like the strings are hanging
Yeah,
out,
the
or
string.
what-
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yep. Yeah.
You just send it?
Yeah, just full send, and then yeah, the one it was called the Shawshank, and yeah, you had to like climb up a culvert pipe, and then you fell into the pool,
Oh.
and then you had to like swim over to the cargo net and climb out. But yeah, some people can't swim. So
No, yeah.
I had to
that
hop in
sounds-
and save them, and yeah, it was an experience.
Okay, I would have made that face.
Yeah,
Not
that's
a good face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine that there are lifeguards at every pool that I've been at that are like, that's the face, that's the one.
Yeah. They all definitely know what I'm talking about.
All
It's that
right.
face. You're like, yep, you need help.
All
Absolutely.
right. Luckily, the pool is only 5 feet wide.
Yeah, it's not that big. Yeah, correct.
Interesting. So, Nathan, how can people find you?
They can find me LinkedIn. I'm
All right.
there personally, or you can find us at Diventures. We're on all the socials at Diventures.
Okay. Is there a Diventures Sun Prairie or anyone?
Yeah, so we have a specific Diventures Sun Prairie
Okay.
Facebook page that you
Nice.
can follow and things along those lines for that. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, Nathan, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah,
This is
thank
cool.
you so much, James. Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
I appreciate it. And the swimming thing to me is always one of those, like, I wish I could. I wish I could do a lot of things, right? Play guitar, speak Spanish, all that jazz. Swimming's one of those that I feel like if zombie apocalypse happens, swimming's going to be one of those things that you wish you knew, right? I don't know if guitar playing is going to come into play there. with the
Guitar
zombie
swinging.
Like the zombies will be attacking, and you're like, wait,
Low by them.
but I have. Let me play Freebird here. Something like that.
Yeah, we all swim out to the island, and then can zombies swim? I don't know.
I would hope not.
I'd hope not.
I would hope not.
But yeah,
So-
no, we can totally talk about get you a little more comfortable in the water.
Nice. And if someone was interested in scheduling or checking it out, do they just do that on the website?
Yeah, it's all online. You can schedule a trial lesson, or you can schedule group lessons all online now. It's
Nice.
pretty fancy.
Very cool. You heard it here, right?
Absolutely.
This has been Authentic Business Adventures, the business program that brings you the struggle stories and triumphant successes of business owners across the land. And Authentic Business Adventures is brought to you by Calls on Call, offering call answering and receptionist services for service businesses across the country on the web at callsoncall.com. And of course, the Bold Business Book, a book for the entrepreneur and all of us, available wherever fine books are sold. We're locally underwritten by the Bank of Sun Prairie. If you're listening or watching this on the web, if you could do us a huge favor, give us a big old thumbs up, subscribe, and of course, share it with all of your entrepreneurial, that's an easy word to say, swimming, non-swimming, and I suppose moms, dads with kids.
Yeah.
Need to learn how to swim. Nathan is your man.
Absolutely.
We'd like to thank you, our wonderful listeners, as well as our guest, Nathan Boehm, Aquatics Experience Manager. I love that title.
Thank you.
At Diventures. Can you tell us the website one more time?
Yeah, just diventures.com.
It doesn't get easier than that.
No, it does not.
Super cool. Past episodes can be found morning, noon, and night at the podcast site found at drawincustomers.com. Thank you for listening. We will see you next week. I want you to stay awesome. And if you do nothing else, enjoy your business.